Hi, it's Tim from Healthy4You, Dubai-personal-training.com. Today I'd like to talk to you about thyroid health and why it's so critical on many levels. Thyroid is like a master gland in the body, so really the thyroid can affect anything you can imagine, from coordination to being able to get pregnant, to productivity, to feeling of wellness, to the prevalence of depression in your life. You name it, it can affect it because it's such an important gland. I'd like to explain the common kind of symptoms to look for with hypothyroidism. I'd like to explain some simple things that you could do to fix it. But later on, we'll be talking about how to fix a kind of hypothyroid condition within yourself, or even if you're trying to help a loved one. So why is it so important? What hormones does it process? It processes a number of hormones, but some of the key ones are the protective hormones that are very protective for cell metabolism and therefore your whole body's metabolism and therefore health. The cell and how well it's running and how quickly it's running, as in its metabolism, is really a reflection of your overall health. When the cell's not running fast enough because your thyroid's not functioning correctly, then you'll have a whole host of degenerative processes. So it will produce pregnenolone and progesterone through a process, but those hormones are very important for the body because they're very protective. They're strong antioxidants, they're anti-cancerous, and they'll help repair and rebuild the body and counterbalance the stress hormones, which are estrogen, adrenaline, cortisol, for example, which are all hormones that are carcinogenic, produced in too high amounts. Low amounts, they're normal, they're protective, but when you produce too much of them, it can be very damaging for your health and your life. So now, that kind of differentiation between the protective hormones and the ones that are dangerous when you have too much of them is really key. It will, if you correct the thyroid, if you have hormonal imbalance, and you produce the right type of protective hormones, enough pregnenolone, enough progesterone, enough testosterone, what that will then do is it will cause a cascade of positive effects throughout the body. Everything's digested. When your thyroid is not functioning properly, you won't produce the right digestive enzymes and your digestion will be severely compromised. I've fixed my life through fixing my thyroid, and that could be a story for another time, but it's made such a huge difference in, you name it, really honestly, it's the one thing I've done with my health that's made the biggest difference, and I can tell you it has changed my life for the better, and I'm really happy about it. So the information I'm going to share with you about thyroid is incredibly effective. Now, it can affect digestion. It can, if you have a hypothyroidism condition, it can lead to lots of the degenerative diseases that are so prevalent today. Dementia, Alzheimer's, arthritis, you name it, fibromyalgia. It could cause irritable bowel disease, it could cause Crohn's disease, it could be at the root cause of lots of issues, including high cholesterol and including diabetes, because it's such a key factor and the specific pathways that will cause all of those imbalances. So that's why the thyroid is so important. If you want to find out how to fix a thyroid, some simple tips, but go to my next video on YouTube and check it out. But some simple tips are good quality fats, stay away from grains, make sure your vegetables are cooked, have coconut oil, probably 1 to 3 tablespoons a day. Have enough protein, the equivalent of at least 2.5 chicken breasts, so that you've got enough protein to run the body. And have easily usable sugars in the form of fruit juices and fruit, ideally, to fuel the thyroid, fuel the cholesterol production, which causes all the other hormones to be made effectively. But yeah, I'm going to go into more detail about that in a future video, so check it out. Thank you very much.